Let me take you on a mysterious journey into my OD library and the mysteries that lie within it. I'm going to unveil to you how I created the library, the choices I made while creating it, and I will present my plan of action and how I formulated my very own change method. I will share with you my ideal job, and I will also unveil to you how I will achieve this by using visual effects and graphic recordings. So hello, I'm Constance Brown, and I am an OD practitioner. And in this mysterious journey, I will share with you my approach, my learning and career plan, my portfolio, my method, and my evidence library that I've collected while on my journey. While creating the action plan, the first thing is to find my purpose and my outcomes. My purpose is to create an OD library that will one day become an effective tool for the future. A few of my outcomes is to learn different ways to practice OD while creating an easy access to my resources. And then I needed to make sure that I knew who needed to be involved. Myself, of course, also my family and friends, my 2017 cohort members, my professors and instructors, and also my mentors. The action steps that I was going to take is first I needed to find my approach. And then I needed to create my plan, make sure that I really did know who needed to be involved. And I needed to uncover the steps that will allow me to create SMART goals in order to achieve what I'm trying to accomplish. Then I needed to make sure that I knew exactly what I needed. I needed things like I needed my computer, different software programs. I also needed a flip chart and some whiteboards, and various office supplies like Post-it notes, markers, pens, paper. I needed to write down what my key components of my profile should be. First of all, I needed to list my dream job. I needed to create a gap analysis between what the requirements are for my dream job and what my actual qualifications are. I needed to write down how I am going to land that dream job and make sure that I included my resource toolkit. I wanted to make sure that I also included my change method that I came up with, and then I had to figure out how I was going to pull this all together. Let's start with my dream job. First and foremost, I would love to be an independent OD consultant that travels nationally and internationally working with universities or Fortune 500 companies in discovering what all of their OD needs are. Or I would love to be just actually hired on as an OD professional for a university, say in a professor's capacity, or with a Fortune 500 company working on their training and motivational areas. I created this gap analysis that used a potential job requirements versus what my actual job qualifications are. Almost all of them required that you have a bachelor's or a master's degree in either business or in organizational development. I have an associate's degree in business, a bachelor's of arts degree, and now I'm currently working on my master's of organizational development. They wanted to make sure that you had at least several years of experience in training and supervision. I myself have 28 years of business management and supervision, along with some finance. You need to make sure that you have the ability to work with all levels within the organization. I have experience working with all the way from the CEO to a general laborer. And most importantly, they need to make sure that you have some experience in designing solutions that can improve the abilities of others. I have experience in creating several different training programs as well as training manuals themselves. So how was I going to close the gap on that dream job to make sure that I could get it? First of all, I needed to make sure that I had the qualifications necessary. I needed to create a portfolio that would highlight those qualifications and make sure that everyone knows. I was going to need to do this by gathering all my resource tools to make sure that I have everything available to me at all times. I need to make sure that I know all of the different change methods, especially while creating this library. And most importantly, I needed to make sure that I finished my master's program. So, how am I going to land that dream job? This is how. I'm going to make sure that I make the best decisions using the leadership skills that I already have. I'm going to continue to advance my education while allowing myself to take a few risks. I'm going to create teamwork with others no matter what situation I'm in. I'm going to be willing to volunteer my time so that I can become a mentor to others. Be willing to look for the mystery that lies within every situation, and not to be afraid to be myself or to follow my own ethical path. But most importantly, I want to make sure that I have fun doing whatever it is that I'm going to do. As I said, I wanted to include my resources of my toolkit. This is just the first start, is my digital resources. These are the sources that I use on a daily basis. I use LinkedIn, Google Drive, Twitter, Amazon to find other resources, Instant Messenger, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and I also use a software program called iMindMap to create different mind maps for different presentations. And this one is more of my tangible ones that I can go back to and refer to multiple times. I use my talking stick, and this is to help control conversations so people don't talk over each other while we're in a group setting. I always try to make sure that I have plenty of office supplies along with flip charts and whiteboards. My resource books is a vital importance for me, and also my articles. That's where I get the proof that I need of what will work and what will not. I also need to make sure that I have plenty of materials so that I'm able to create affinity diagrams when needed. I use many different software tools along with practicing on my mind mapping techniques at all times. Here are just a few of things in my resource toolkit that you might use in different types of presentations. You might use things like a diorama design to help explain things that you're trying to get through to people. You also might have to actually just create images for a presentation like I did here using the 4Ds from an appreciative inquiry method. You also might at times need to create logos, something that's fun and usable. You can use many different things while you're creating an event to make it more memorable. You can use things like, you can use dance, or you can actually make it a themed event. You can use different types of drawings and even use a comedy at times. It's always fun to say a joke or two. So now it's time to unveil the mysteries of my own change method, which I have named Graphic Communication Roundtable Style. It's designed to combine 3 different methods into one event, and you start it with using round tables that hold 6 to 8 individuals. On these tables you have rolled paper that can be drawn on with either markers, post-it notes, and pens. You will then have one person who is assigned to be the spokesperson, and they will be handed 3 to 4 questions, but they will then conduct a one-on-one interview with everyone on the table. Each table will also be assigned a graphic facilitator or recorder. Once your AI interview has been completed, then out of that conversation, you will start another conversation using the 3 most common topics that have been revealed. With each round, it will take about 15 to 20 minutes, and while you're doing this, you're also drawing and taking notes on the paper. Once this is done, then each table will rotate to the right, with everyone will be changing with the exception of the spokesperson. The spokesperson will remain at the table so that they can inform the others what had happened in the first session. Then once this has been completed, the person to their right will become the new spokesperson for that round. And you will continue doing this over and over for about 5 to 6 rounds, making sure that every person has a chance to be within the conversation and that every concern has been addressed. Each one of these will all be recorded by their graphic facilitator, which will allow the individuals to take home a copy of this when they leave. The 6 design elements were used while I was creating this method. My system is that it was great for any size of organization or business. The purpose allows it for better retention with sustainable outcomes. The journey is about a 1 to 3 day event with a follow-up within 6 months. The evidence I used a combination of graphic facilitation, World Cafe, and appreciative inquiry change methods. These are all proven methods that have worked in the past. The value for this would be it's designed so that everyone can speak and all concerns are to be addressed. The model is basically a group of individuals drawing about concerns while having a conversation. I created this mind map while, with this in mind, trying to come up with my own change method. I did this while searching for the mysteries within my change method, and this is what it came out to be. So, let's recap on our journey into what the mysteries of my OD library was. What did we uncover? We uncovered my plan was. We also what I considered to be my dream job and the requirements I needed to do to obtain that dream job. Then we moved on to unveil what the resources that I have gathered so far that will allow me to become the OD practitioner that I truly want to be. And finally, we used the mystery of the unknown to reveal my very own OD method, which has been named Graphic Communications Roundtable Style. Believe in your potential, even if you haven't seen the results, is a way that I always want to finish this up. So, thank you again, and if anyone has any questions, please feel free that you can respond to me at constab@bgsu.edu. And here are just a few of the references that I used while I was on my mysterious journey into my OD library, and I hope you enjoyed.